You guys, so I'll be taking you guys through all the foods I've been eating in my cut recently. So I started cutting start of June, starting at 193.8-ish, and right now I'm sitting at 176-ish, right? So fairly down, like 15, 16 pounds. And it's nothing complicated. I've been just doing the same thing over and over again. Like I've dropped my calories slightly. Like I'm sitting around average of 2,100 calories, 5 days of cardio, things like that. But I'll take you guys through my food sources that I've been eating basically every single day. Biggest thing here to make sure is my carbs, proteins stay pretty similar, but I try to change up my veggies and fruits a little bit for diversity. Okay, so let's get into it. First thing is gonna be protein sources. So I start off usually with some egg whites and eggs, right? So obviously they're an excellent source of omega-3s, but also protein and some fats, some healthy fats. So I start off with that in the mornings, and I usually mix it with like oats and things like that, so I get a good satiating meal in the mornings while I'm most hungry because I woke up from a fasted state. And then if I'm going to go work out, then post workout I'll usually do some protein, right? Whey protein. That's usually the move, quick digesting, and I'll show you guys the fruits I do after with it. And then the third protein source is obviously chicken, right? So this is a beautiful marinated chicken breast. Basically, there's some avocado in it, oil in here that we use to marinate, but also spices, masalas, things like that. Whatever you prefer. You can even keep it plain and simple, like pepper, salt, and you should be chilling. Just put it on an air fryer or grill, and you'll be okay. And then my snack usually at night is Greek yogurt. One more thing you can add into your protein sources like salmon, beef, steak, depending on what you prefer, what you eat. But these are my sources currently. I usually do one meal eggs, another meal shake, and then do 2 meals chicken and rice and 1 meal Greek yogurt. Okay. Now let's move on to my carb sources. In the mornings, I start off with some oats. Usually I mix this with like my eggs and some fruit. Main reasoning with the oats, instead of having like something else, oats a little bit higher fiber, so I find it digests a little bit slowly, so I feel more satiated, especially me waking up after a fasted state. Like I've been sleeping and haven't ate much food the previous day, so next morning I'm hungry, so the oats keep me satiated, okay? And then I find my workout feels pretty good too because I'm fueled up nicely. And then my second carb source, this is pretty much my primary one, is some white rice, right? So the white rice, quick digesting, but when you mix it with veggies, chicken, everything else, it still is a good filling meal, right? So white rice, you can also do brown rice if you want, totally up to you. And the third carb source is potatoes. So potatoes, right? There's also mini potatoes right here. I found potatoes are a great source of vitamin C. They digest well, they keep you fuller, right? So you'd be surprised when you cut up some potatoes and then you track them, you'll find that you can have a lot of potatoes and they're not that calorically dense. So what that does on a cut especially, it makes you feel like you're eating a lot of food. And that's one of the biggest hacks or tricks you want to do when you're cutting, right? Every meal you have, you want to feel like you're eating a lot of food. So your brain is like, oh, yo, this guy's still eating food. He's not starving, right? So when you eat a lot of food, you feel satiated, you feel good mentally and physically, okay? So carbs, potatoes, oats, and rice, okay? You can also do sweet potatoes for fun. I'm already too sweet, so. So my fat sources are almonds, which I actually do at nighttime with my Greek yogurt. So some fats and protein keeps me full. Also good in fiber, nutrient dense, right? And then one of my other main fat sources is avocado dips. So you can get these dips at Costco. You can get them in a big pack. They're great in terms of how to cut up avocado. Sometimes you cut it up, then you forget it, you leave it, it goes bad. So I find the dips are really convenient and they taste pretty bomb too. So make your meals taste good. And that is important when cutting. You don't have to eat dry foods. You can make your food taste good still, okay? And then one of my other main fat sources, omega-3s, really important. You can also do consistently some salmon in your meal prep. But if you don't do fish, you don't do salmon, you're probably missing out on omega-3s. So having some sort of supplement like fish oil, I usually do 2 tablespoons of this, is helpful, okay? And then my third one is avocado oil. I have this in the chicken, but also when I make my chicken, rice, all that stuff, I just throw some avocado oil as well. Easy fats, good, nutritious, healthy fats. They help you out. So these are my fat sources. I keep them simple. That way I can control the variables. I don't like having too many different types of fat sources because I don't know what's sitting, what's hindering my digestion, what doesn't work, what works. So these work for me currently. And in a cut, you want to make sure you use foods that work for you, okay? Now, the diversity factor. So the main fruits I have currently in the mornings, I start off with some fresh pineapples, okay? So these are you cut up pieces, but you can also buy like a full one and cut it up. It's a little bit of a mission, but if you do want to do that, you can. I like the cut up pieces you can get from Costco, okay? I usually do 2 pieces of that, really good in vitamin C, but also it has good amount of digestive enzymes. You can look that shit up, it basically helps your digestion, okay? And the second one is blueberries, high in vitamin C, high in antioxidants. I mix it with my Greek yogurt and and my almonds. Great meal, fills you up, high in fiber, and you get some diversity in nutrients. And then my other one is bananas. So I throw this in with my pre-workout meal in the mornings. So you know how I said oats and eggs, a little bit slower digesting? Bananas are a little faster digesting. So a combination of both now, right? Another one I'm missing, I just ran out, is papayas. Great again in terms of nutrients, but also digestive enzymes wise. So your gut feels nice. And then my veggie sources. So again, if you are running out of on time, short on time, some sort of frozen veggies are always nice. Frozen veggies, like, just throw in the air fryer, put in the microwave, put some spices on it if you want, put in the air fryer, and then you can just easily make them with your chicken and rice. And then another one I like personally is French beans. So you can also get asparagus, and then like green or yellow French beans. Totally fine, high in vitamin C, easy to make, comes in a packet, just pour it, okay? And if you have the time, you can buy like fresh vegetables and cut them up. That's totally cool too, like I have for cucumbers here. But you don't have to if you don't, if you're running low on time. Don't make it an excuse because you don't have time. And then last few things I would say on my cut I've been doing is this kimchi. It's a Korean style mixed cabbage spiced up. It actually makes your meals taste really good. But the beautiful thing about this is it's fermented, which helps your digestion, helps your gut. Understand, like, a gut needs a bunch of bacteria. So the probiotics in kimchi and even actually kombucha, right? These two things help your gut get those bacteria it needs to absorb the nutrients and then give your body the nutrients it wants to, feel jacked, feel good, feel healthy. So these are two gut foods, if you want to call it that. Even though everything in a combination, if you have good diversity, your gut should feel pretty good. And the last thing I just want to mention, like something like hot sauce can make all your meals just taste pretty bomb, especially the chicken and rice ones, if they're fairly plain. It just makes things taste good, so you're able to eat it a little bit more easily. And that way, like, you're not just like, oh man, I gotta eat this now. You're looking forward to your meals as well, right? So don't like make yourself suffer for no reason. But yeah, these are the foods I've been eating currently on my cut, and I'm gonna continue to do so. I'm gonna keep going down in weight until I basically get ripped, right? Biggest my struggle is always losing that lower ab area, but we're gonna keep going, see where we get to, and get pretty jacked. So biggest takeaway from here, guys, have different sources of foods, have diversity in your nutrition, and let me know any questions, anything else you guys want to see, any concerns you guys have, any suggestions you guys have. And yeah, hope you guys found this helpful and helps you on your weight loss, fat loss, getting jacked journey. Take it easy.